Welcome back everyone to Blender and Unreal Engine, becoming a dungeon prop artist. Now let's move this guy over here a little bit, and what we'll do is we'll start with an actual cylinder. So I'll bring a cylinder in. I think we can get away still with 16. So let's try that. Let's make it a little bit smaller. So something like this sort of size, as you can see, looks about the right size. So now all we need to do is just shape this the way we want it. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to come in, press Ctrl R. I'm going to bring in a few edge loops. So left click, right click. You can see I brought in 6 edge loops down here. You can also increase this if you need to. So just bear that in mind. And then what we'll do is we'll get rid of the top and the bottom. So delete top, bottom, faces, like so. It's going to make it easier for us in the long run. And now what we can do is we can come in, grab the bottom, so Alt, Shift and click, put proportional editing on, and now actually we can bring it in. So we can bring in our jug and really start to shape this the way that we want it. So as you can see, let's bring in the neck of the jug, like so. And you can see how easy that actually is now to shape that the way we want it. All right, so now finally what I'm going to do is, I think what I'll do is I'll bring it out. So I'll press E, enter, take off proportional editing, and then instead of pulling it anywhere, I'm just simply going to press S, and that then is going to bring out that bottom for me, like so. Then all I'm going to do is just pull it down a little bit, and there we go. Now, finally, let's pull out the lip of this. So I'm just going to grab this. Just make sure you're in the middle of it. So you can see here, I'm in the middle. I'm pulling it out now, like so. And then all I'm going to do is just pull these out a little bit, just so it's not too much of a harsh edge, like so. And I think also we just need one more edge loop. So Control R, left click, right click, and then I'm just going to grab this one and just pick it up a little bit. And now you can see I've got that really, really nice shape. Let's right click and shade smooth, bring on our auto smooth, like so. And you can see we've got a few lumps and bumps and things like that. You might not want these in there. If you want these smoothing out, the best thing you can do is just come in, grab this for instance, press Ctrl B, and you'll see now that you can actually smooth those out. All right, so I'm happy with that except this bit. I'm just going to go back because I don't actually want mine smoothing out. But if we turn down this or up, you can see now we can get rid of all those lumps and things like that. All right. Now let's come in, put it back onto object mode, and we've got a good idea now what it looks like. So I'm going to bevel this out a little bit, like so. Yeah, I think I'm happy with how that looks. Now let's come in and bring in a modifier, but before we do that, Control A or the transforms. Bring in, not a bevel, sorry, a solidify. And there we go. Let's give it some thickness. Actually, bringing that in looks absolutely perfect. Just make sure that you can see here where it's not quite level. Even thickness on will just make sure it all levels it out. Might need to bring this up a little bit, I think, something like that. All right, but apart from that, really happy. Let's press Control A. And then what we'll do is we'll come in now and just drop that one down a little bit because it's not quite right. So bring it down just a little bit, like so. And there we go. All right. Now let's bevel off these before we go any further. So Alt Shift click, Control B, bevel them off, holding the Shift button, like so. And there you go, there's your jug. And now what we'll do is we'll bring this, we'll actually just add in a bridge to this bottom part. So if I basically, let's bridge the top and the bottom. So, well, we won't, I'll show you a different way of doing it. So Alt Shift click, grab them going all the way around, press the F button just to fill in the face, grab this one going all the way around and press the F button to fill in the face. And there you go, simple as that. I don't think, you might want another bevel on here. So if I grab this, press Ctrl B, you can see you can get a better lip on there if you want that on there. I think actually that looks quite good, so I think I'll leave it. All right, so now we need just a handle on here, and I'm going to show you, I think on this one, we'll just use, yeah, I will show you, we're going to use it on the mugs, but we'll do it on this one as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in a plane. So first of all, though, we want our plane to come in where the jug middle is. So Shift S, cursor selected, Shift A, let's bring in a plane. Spin the plane round, so RX 90. Let's make it a little bit smaller. I'm just going to pull it out here. And this plane I'm going to basically use to draw on. Now to draw on something, you need to have a curve already in place. So the best way you can do that is press Shift A, come down to where it says curve, bring in a Bezier curve. And now all you need to do is press Tab and just delete everything. So just make sure you press A and then you just delete all the vertices. In other words, you can see here the Bezier curve is here. When I delete it and vertices, the Bezier curve is still there, yet there's nothing in here. It's basically an empty. Now with this empty, you want to come over to the left hand side where this drawer icon is, and then what you want to do is you want to come over, open this up, press N if it won't open, go to Tool and just make sure that it's on Surface. And now you'll find is that you can come in and you can still move around, but what you can do even better is you can just bring it out, so like so, and you'll end up with a nice curve for your actual job. Now, that's really, really easy to do. Now, once you've got your curve in, just let's see what it looks like, because if you're not happy with it, you can just draw in another curve. But what you want to do is you want to come round, go to geometry and open this up, and you want to basically extrude it. Now, sometimes when you extrude it, it will be going the wrong way. Now, all you need to do is just press Tab, A to grab everything, Shift N, and what that'll do is it'll spin it round the right way for you, as you can see. Now, some of the points you might not be happy with, but don't do anything about that yet. First of all, you want to do is add in another modifier. So come in to add modifier, solidify, and then just right click and shade flat. Now that will give you a good idea what it's going to look like. Now finally, bring it out a little bit. So bring the thickness out a little bit to where you want it, and then just set the offset to 0.5. And what I'll do is it will put it right back in the center of the jug. Basically, you can see now if I press 7 that this is in the center. If I just press Ctrl Z, you can see it's over this side. Now I want it right in the center, so 0.5, and then just play around with it a little bit, and we can move it right into the center like so. All right, now I'm happy with this. I'm just not happy with, let's say, these bits here. For instance, this is not very good. You can see we've got a lot of mesh going over the top of each other. The main thing is though, I'm just going to leave this out of the way. Am I happy with the thickness? And no, actually I'm not. It needs to be a little bit thicker. I think it's a little bit too flimsy at the moment. So I'm just going to bring it out a little bit like so. Now the other thing you can do with this is, if I come in and let's say I want my jug, let's put the movement tool on. So I'm going to grab this this vertex here. I'm going to press 1. I'm going to pull it out a little bit, and then I'm going to grab this handle. Now with the handle, you don't actually need to use these. If you press 1 and you straight onto it, wherever you move it, it will keep it in line with where you're looking. So there is that to consider. So now you can see just how easy it is to grab them both and shape this to the way that you want it. So as you can see, and there we go. I think I'm happy with that. I'm going to actually shape this one as well. So I'm not happy with this. I'm going to press G, just move it up into place, and then I'm going to press G and just try and get this one into where I want it, like so. And there you go. Now you can see beautiful jug. Press G now. I can also pull this out as well, like so. Let's try and move it around. So all I'm doing is just grabbing it, pressing G just to get it into the position that I want. Now the other thing you can do is as well, you can grab both of these points, and if you press Alt and S, you can actually make them thinner, as you can see. It's best used though with proportional editing. So now if I press Alt S, bring this out, you can see it can make the whole thing thinner as it goes around here and down to the bottom, so it gives off more realism. Now last of all, before we do something with this, at the moment we've got a lot of polygons in each of this, okay? But we can actually turn those down. So if we come in, turn this down to 1, you'll see it just basically gets rid of all the polygons. So now let's just turn it up to something more reasonable like 6, and now you can see we can get the same effects with this many polygons. I'm going to turn it up one more thing just to get that smoothness, like so. And finally now we've got solidify on here and we've got a curve on here, and we need basically to apply those to actually go in and mess around with the mesh a little bit more. So the way to do that is object, convert, mesh, and there we go. Everything's been applied now, and it is actually mesh, and you can see it's done all of that job for us. Now finally, I want to actually bevel these sides, so Alt, Shift and click just on the sides, like so, just to smooth them off a little bit. So Control B, like so, and there we go. Now let's shade smooth. Let's join it to our jug, so Control J, and let's bring in Auto Smooth at 52, and there you go. A beautiful jug, and we did it really, really easily. Right, I'm really happy with that jug. You can see it really comes together really well. Hopefully your jug's looking really nice as well. And I think what we'll do on the next lesson is we'll move on to our actual ale mugs. Because basically now we've done those, the ale mugs are really easy actually because we've got the skills from all these that we've learned. All right, let's go up to File, save it out, and I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.